drama has been written by Safia Menze, produced by Bhavini Makwana, and it's been directed by Hani Kalari, of course, the UK Bollywood ambassador of Honey's Dance Academy. It actually stars Devinder Kula, who is playing the role of Coach Tony, Ravi Bakshi as Dhanesh, Sara Santosh as Pooja, and double role as Sharanji as well. Ashrafia Chowdhury as Rani, and double role as Kulvinder. Shreya Makwana as Simran Atwal. Santosh Jaiswal as the Dr. Jaiswal. Pardeep Gill as Pardeep Atwal. Dipti Bardesa as Sonia Atwal, and double role as Dr. Diane. Tarla Mashru as Saraswati Raichand. Sumit Seni as Rajkumar Raichand. Paresh Makwana as Ajay Atwal, and Bhavini Makwana as Sonali Raichand. And it's also featuring Sam Obig Basin and Rachel Stevens. We present to you No Fear When Loved Ones Are Near.
You right there, lads? Yeah. Right, penalty shot, last few minutes.
Go, score!
Hi, Sonali! We won. I'm so glad that we won. It's amazing.
I know.
And all thanks to Ajay. Well done for scoring the winning goal. Listen, I have to rush off now because my shift starts in 1 hour.
Okay.
But go and celebrate, and I'll call you this evening.
Thank you, Steve.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, Ajay. Oh, we won. I can't believe it. I'm so proud of you. You're a true winner.
A true winner, I certainly am. But my biggest win was with you. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
I love you, Romeo Juliet, or Ajay Sonali. Come on, listen.
Get off, Joker. AJ, come here, lads. Yes, coach. It's an honour and privilege to have you on the team. I'm really proud of you, son. Keep it up. Yeah, it's an honour to be on the team, coach. From now on, it's only onwards and upwards. Good lad, good lad. Oh, yeah. Make sure you're on time for the next training session. Yeah, no worries, coach. Bye, guys. Okay, see you later, coach. Yeah, coach.
Ajay and Sonali have decided to get married, and both the families have come together at Sonali's house to enjoy tea and some refreshments. Ajay's father, Pardeep, and sister Simran seem delighted and overjoyed, although Ajay's mum, Sonia, does not seem quite so happy.
Tea for everyone.
Tea, there we go, guys. Tea.
Thank you.
Ajay, Sonali, if you want me. That's for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Something to eat?
Tea for you.
Thanks.
Tea for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Orange for Simran.
Very nice tea. Saraswati, that's very nice.
Yes, lovely boy.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, beta, sorry. And you, son, look here. If you ever upset my daughter, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Okay? It's okay, beta. Thank you.
Ajay is the perfect husband for my perfect daughter, and I think he's going to keep her very, very happy. And I know she's going to leave us soon.
Oh, Mom, I'll always be here for you. Only a phone call away.
She's only phone.
For your information, marriage means responsibility, so it's not always easy to be a phone call away.
Mother, of course it's easy. Ajay will make sure of that, just like I did for you.
Ajay, can you please propose to Lali again? I want to be a part of it.
Oh, come on, son, do it for your mom.
Sure.
She also wants to be a part of it, don't you, sweetheart? Okay.
Sonali, I love you with all my heart. Without you, my life is incomplete. So will you take this ring and marry me?
Of course I will, okay?
Yay! Dad, as you're the proud owner of a fleet of 6 cars, can I have the keys to the Ferrari during the wedding, as I'll be old enough to drive them?
Oh, of course you can, Simran Beti. The keys, but not the car.
Yeah.
Only joking, Beti. It's all yours.
Excuses, everyone. I just want to provide this family. You'll be right back.
Sure, beta, no problem.
Take care, son. See you soon.
Real.
Yes, I'll be your wifey. Say you'll be my wifey, girl. Yeah. Will you be my wifey? Yes, I'll be your wifey.
Sonali's sitting, of course, in her room, feeling extremely upset as Ajay's mother disapproves of her. However, Ajay, who's sitting with her, uses his kind and loving nature to reassure her.
Ajay, when will your mom ever accept me? You know, it's hard enough for my parents as it is, but for them to know that your mom hates me, it's just making things worse.
Listen, babe. Mum doesn't hate you. You know she had her eyes set on some other girl, but she'll get over it. She'll have to. She'll see for herself what a beautiful person you really are. No, don't smile like that. Smile like this.
Okay.
शादी करोगी मुझसे शादी करो मुझसे शादी करोगी मुझसे शादी करोगी.
Sonali works in a local hospital with Dr. Diane and has great colleagues called Pooja and Rani working with her. All of them are extremely worried and excited, I should say, about Sonali getting married and pass on their well wishes to her.
Hi everyone. Hi Doctor. Sonali, these are for you.
Beautiful, thank you very much.
Sonali, good luck from all of us here, and make sure you do come back. And don't stress about the shopping because you will look beautiful in anything, won't you?
Yes, definitely. Good luck, Sonali. You look absolutely stunning. Thank you.
Yes, Sonali, just fabulous.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I'll try not to stress about the wedding, but I just wanted to say I've managed to fulfill my dreams of becoming a nurse, and I got to work with the best people, so I'll definitely be back. But in the meantime, let's get ready for some fun.
Yes, some Mustang. And some partying.
Woohoo! Yay!
Guys, look at the time. We need to get back to work. Come on.
All right, come on, let's go.
Let's celebrate this moment to the moment that's Instagram this. Let's Instagram this moment.
With the wedding date coming up, Sonali goes shopping with her friends Pooja and Rani and manages to get her gorgeous bridal outfit. All three walk out of the shops with a handful of bags, boxes, and wonderful gifts. looks all right.
Weird to me for some reason.
Must be all the stress of the wedding.
I guess.
Listen, don't worry. We're on top of the wedding. Don't stress about it. It's going to be wicked. And I tell you what, then after the wedding, what we can do is all relax and go on honeymoon together.
Shopping. Come on, let's get this shopping home.
Sonali sleeps soundly in her bedroom, dreaming about Ajay, her Prince Charming, and wakes up fully refreshed to the sound of the alarm. But unfortunately, the day did not start off too well.
One, two.
Don't worry, it could be just because wedding on the corner, isn't it? It could be just stress. Don't worry, look, what we're going to do, we're going to take you to doctors, yeah? Come on, Daddy's going to take you to doctors, okay? I'm going to...
Let's go, I'll make a call.
Yeah, sure. Come on, beta, don't worry.
Dad, I can't see.
Don't worry, beta, Daddy's here, isn't it? Daddy's going to take you to doctors, he's going to get everything sorted out. Come on.
Ajay, I think something wrong with the dad.
Good girl.
Can you please come quickly? Okay, come quick, okay?
Sonali was taken to the hospital by her mother and father, Saraswati and Rajkumar, and Ajay joined them there. The doctor carried out some eye tests and shared some unfortunate and shocking news.
Can you look up, down, on the left please. Sonali, we're done for now. Let me have a look at a few things.
There's something really wrong with my eyes, isn't there, doctor?
Come on, Sonali. I need to examine your results. Don't think ahead. Stay positive, okay? Sonali, shall we call your family in?
Yes, please, doctor.
Mr. and Mrs. Raichan and Ajay, can you please come in?
Hello, doctor.
Hello. Everything okay? Okay. I'm really sorry, but the tests have shown that you have a condition called retinitis pigmentosa, which can lead to blindness.
What?
How?
What is that?
What do you mean,
What, doctor?
Retinitis pigmentosa is an eye disease. I want to put this in the most simplest way possible. This means decreased vision at night and at low light, which can even result in loss of sight.
No.
Doctor?
No. Just leave me, everyone. Just go. I just want to be on my own. Just go.
Ajay, we'll book Sonali in for some further tests. Here are some leaflets with regards to information on support groups. Please take a look. I'll be back in a second.
Ajay, I'm not going to any support groups.
But why?
What do you mean why? How has this happened? I'm not going blind.
Okay, look, it says on here, look, it happens on these days of the month. Look, let's go home, let's have a think on it, and then we'll see what we can do.
I just want to go home. I'm not going to nothing.
Okay, let's go home then. Sonali, your phone.
Huh?
Your phone.
I'm not talking to anyone. Ajay, I can't cope with this. Just cancel the wedding.
What? We'll get through this.
I can't get through this. I can't even live anymore. I can't cope with this.
Look,
just call the wedding off.
Look, I said we'll get through this, okay? It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know what you're going through at the moment, but I'm just telling you, I'm not going anywhere. Okay?
Ajay, just please go home. Just go home and call the wedding off. And you could tell your mom she can marry you to whoever she wants now. Please, just go.
Look, son, give her some time. And you need to stay strong for her. And call her back later, yeah? Everything should be okay, all right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
As you saw, Ajay was walking Sonali home and she was really confused, completely lost in her own thoughts. But Ajay now goes back to his parents to share the sad news about Sonali's eyesight. He finds them looking through old family photos, and although trying to stay strong and showing a brave face, Ajay breaks down.
Timing, we don't know where to keep her. She's going to tell Nazrin.
He looks great in that. So proud of him. This one will definitely go in the wedding collage.
Come here, you Bill. Look at this.
No one sees him.
Ajay, son?
Ajay?
What's the matter?
We'll see him.
Oh my god. I have to take this phone
Can't imagine what you're going through, but let me tell you this. Your life completely changed. I mean, it won't be easy having a blind wife. So please think carefully about your future and reconsider. So, at your age,
It's kind of nice having to set. I mean, I'm going to fix this bit.
Let Mum speak. Let Mum show us how cold-hearted she really is. Mum, God forbid, had this happened to you, do you think Dad would have packed his bags and left? Or if it happened to Dad, do you think you'd pack your bags and go? No, Mum. I'm going to be marrying Sonali, but I won't be bringing her back into this house.
Ajay, no one's sorry.
Quiet! Just be quiet! You are disgraced in motherhood! You should be ashamed of yourself!
Sonali is devastated and refuses to come out of her room. Her mother and father, Saraswati and Rajkumar, are also upset and comforting each other. Ajay comes to visit Sonali to show his support shortly followed by her friends Pooja and Rani, who are not aware of what has happened.
Auntie, what's the matter, Auntie? What's the matter, Auntie? Are we okay? I'm here. Where's Sonali? I need to go and see Sonali. Where is she?
She's upstairs.
Okay, stay here, Auntie. I'll be back in a little while. Sonali! Sonali, open the door, Sonali. Sonali, please, just open the door. Look, I don't know what you're going through at the moment, but I don't know how you're feeling, but we'll get through this together. Sonali, please, just open the door. I don't know what it is like at the moment, but going blind, I know it's going to be the worst thing that can ever happen to you.
While Ajay was trying to console Sonali, both Pooja and Rani were waiting quietly by the stairs, secretly overhearing their conversation. They were shocked to discover what has happened and what had happened to their friend Sonali.
Sonali, open the door, please, Sonali. Had this happened to me, would you have just walked away? Sonali, please, just open the door. Sonali. Look, we'll get through this, okay?
I can't get through this.
Yes, we will get through this. I love you and we'll get through this.
But what will people say? They'll look at you, they'll look at me.
Look, the people that matter will be fine. I mean, I've told my parents I'm marrying you and that's it. You've got loving parents and friends, they'll support us.
But I don't want anyone knowing about this. Please, no one.
Girls, you better come in. I'm sorry, they were hearing me outside when I was talking to you.
Sonali, we will be your eyes. We'll help you to get through this. We'll always be here for you.
Thank you.
We're going to be here every step.
But promise me that you won't tell anyone. No one.
No, of course not.
Listen, Sonali, we're going to go now and give you some privacy. But if you need anything at all, please call us.
I will. Thank you.
Take care.
We're here for you.
Look, babe, I love you so much. I'll be your strength, okay? We'll get through this together. Okay, I love you, so will you still marry me?
Okay. Promise me one thing.
What's that?
Let's cancel the honeymoon. I don't want to go anywhere. Please.
Okay, we'll go when you're ready. Okay?
फूलों में खुशबू है इस दिल में एक तू है जन्मों के साथी हम साथ साथ हैं जन्मों के साथी हम साथ साथ हैं
Was it upside down? Sorry. Down. Banana growing on mango trees.
Yes, Sonali?
I can't cope with this.
Yes, you can, Sonali. You know you can do it, yes? You prove that, you have proved that all the time. And God is there for you.
Yeah.
God is not a burden on a soul which you can't take.
Yes,
Yeah?
Beta.
And God knows that. Yeah? Okay?
But I'll never be able to be a nurse again. I'll never play basketball again.
Yes, you can.
Sonali beta, you don't know what God has planned for you, beta, my jikra. You know, whenever we lose something, what happens? we also gain something. And look, be strong, stay strong, and take each day as it comes, my beta, okay?
Okay.
Good girl.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. I love you both.
I love you too, beta.
Dad?
Beta, please don't ask me anything about computer business.
Please, Dad.
Oh, come on, beta. What do you want me to do now again?
Can you help me email Dr. Jaiswal, please?
Sure, beta. Why not? Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go, my son. Come.
Son.
So, of course, the family was spending some time together, and Saraswati had just put some lovely hair oil on Sonali's hair, whilst Rajkumar was reading his newspaper. But after all the ups and downs, tears and happiness, and the emotional roller coaster ride, the big day had finally arrived. The bride and groom celebrated their wedding reception and their friends and family, with their friends and family, of course. And, of course, with that went all the razzmatazz and entertainment.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the wedding celebration of Ajay and Sonali. To celebrate in style, we have a surprise performance for you. Please put your hands together for our dance performance by Ajay's sister, Simran, and pianist Sam for this evening.
ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਤੋਂ ਆਈ ਨੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਭਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਖੜੇ ਚੌਂਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਪਾਹੀ ਨੀ ਕੋਟੀ ਤੇ ਕਾਲਾ ਦਿਲ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਕੋਟੀ ਤੇ ਕਾਲਾ ਦਿਲ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਜੋ ਦਾਗੇ ਚੰਨ ਦੇ ਟੁਕੜੇ ਤੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਲਾ ਚਸ਼ਮਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਲਾ ਚਸ਼ਮਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਲਾ ਚਸ਼ਮਾ ਜੱਜਦਾ ਏ ਗੋਰੇ ਮੁਖੜੇ ਤੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਾਲਾ ਚਸ਼ਮਾ ਜੱਜਦਾ ਏ
Twist them around to the bhangra, everybody. Come on into the bhangra, everybody. I like dandiya, I like garba, but if you really wanna party, throw your hands up and twist them around to the bhangra, everybody. Come on into the bhangra, everybody.
Nothing like my jatt mahiya, nothing like my mutiara, nothing like some kangana shangana and long dal shikara. Bookie te bookie main kidda kholna, I to go crazy ke jab bajde Punjabi wedding song. I to go crazy ke jab bajde Punjabi wedding song. Dholo ke beaton pe main ta dolna,
Hai sharm jhatke laga jhatke, there is nothing wrong.
I to go crazy ke jab bajde Punjabi wedding song.
I like dandiya, I like garba, but if you really wanna party, throw your hands up and twist them around to the bhangra, everybody. Come on into the bhangra, everybody.
Kara 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 chashma chorela, chorela mara chashma che, mara kara chashma chorela, chorela mara chashma che, chorela mara chashma che.
Chal sachu kai do tane coffee nahi posati mane, give me social shots with fire.
Oh mara
कोई ये भी छोकरी मर्श जेने मारी स्टाइल गमशी एकदम गुज्जू swagger.
oh mara kara chashma, oh mara kara kara chashma, oh mara kara chashma, oh kara e kara 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 re.
Kara chashma shobe che,
That was a fantastic performance. Okay, now it's the time for the performance by Sam. Right, that was a fantastic performance. So may I request all the guests to welcome on stage, please. Please request the bride and groom Ajay and Sonali on stage to perform their first dance.
पहली नजर में कैसा जादू कर दिया तेरा बन बैठा है मेरा जिया जाने क्या होगा क्या पता इस पल को मिलके आज ही ले जरा मैं हूँ यहाँ तू है यहाँ मेरी बाहों में आ भी जा ओ जाने जा दोनों जहाँ मेरी बाहों में आ भूल जा Baby I love you Baby I love you
Baby, I love you so. Baby, I love you. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you so. Baby, I love you.
Guys, come on, clap along! Clap, 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 clap.
ਇੱਕ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨੈਣ ਸ਼ਰਾਬੀ ਇੱਕ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨੈਣ ਸ਼ਰਾਬੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲਵ ਯੂ ਆਖਦੀ ਉਹ ਦਿਲ ਲੱਗੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਦਿਲ ਲੱਗੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਗੁਜਰਾਤ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਦਿਲ ਲੱਗੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਦਿਲ ਲੱਗੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਗੁਜਰਾਤ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਦਿਲ ਲੱਗੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਗੁਜਰਾਤ ਦੀ
કેમ છો મજામાં છો
Come on, time to have some fun, everyone. Woo! Woo! Hi, hi. Woo! Hi, hi. Woo!
रल मुंडिया ने देखो यारो कौमी रेल चलाई रल मुंडिया ने देखो यारो कौमी रेल चलाई जोड़ के डब्बा डब्बा ते एक लम्मी रेल बनाई परे हो जा सोनिए हाँ परे हो जा सोनिए हाँ परा हो जा जोरिए परे हो जा सोनिए साथी रेल गड्डी आई कुका मारे आजा सारे कुका मारे आजा सारे स्टेशन ते होनी साडी कुड़ियां नाल लड़ाई परे हो जा सोनिए हो परा हो जा गोरिए हो परा हो जा सोनिए साडी रेल गड्डी आई नागन वांगू वळपै खावे
Hang on, not yet.
Next day, at Mr. and Mrs. Atwal's home, Sonali, the newlywed bride of Ajay, was settling in with her mother-in-law when Sonia's friends, Auntie Kulvinder and Auntie Sharanjit, came round to visit.
Sonali, if you need anything, ask me. Don't get up in front of the guests. I don't want you bumping into anything and embarrassing me, okay?
Hello, how are you?
Nice to see you. Oh, you didn't bring the kids?
No, not today. Well, come on. Come and take a seat. I'm just going to check on the food, okay? No problem.
She's the queen. What, Sonia's in the kitchen pushing around?
Not only that, she's so rude. She didn't even stand up and welcome us.
Excuse me, aunties.
Excuse
What is it with aunties nowadays? They always just sit there, gossip. Got nothing else better to talk about.
Ajay,
Mum, do you know what they've been saying about Sonali?
what?
Okay, you've been in the kitchen while she's just sitting there, being very rude. Even when they came in, she didn't say anything and she was being rude. What is it about this, Mum?
Look, Ajay.
Look.
Honestly. I'm really sorry. You guys are going to need to go. I need to I obviously need to sort them out, don't I? Come on, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll speak to you later. I'll call you later. I'm so sorry. Ajay, you just embarrassed me in front of my friends.
For God's sake, Mum, what were you thinking? She's my wife.
Yeah? I'm your mother.
Well, she's part of this family now as well.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my children. I failed as a mother. I failed as a mother and a mother-in-law. I was just so worried what people would say if they found out about your eye condition. I forgot my role as a mother. I'm just so sorry. I'm just so sorry.
It's okay, Mum.
No, it's not.
It's okay. There's no right or wrong way of dealing with this, but together we'll get through this. Together we will.
I don't know. I'm so sorry. How could I hurt you like that?
कभी खुशी कभी गम ना जुदा होंगे हम कभी खुशी कभी गम
To maximize your true potential. Both Sonali and Ajay were listening to the local radio while having morning tea. Ajay tried to encourage Sonali to attend the local support group to help her with her eye condition.
Pearls of wisdom, captivating world music. This is one unique radio show that you won't want to miss because Honey Kalaria's Midday Musty has it all. Pump up the volume on New Sound Radio 92 FM for Honey Kalaria's Midday Musty every Wednesday from 12 to 1 p.m. UK time, or join our global community live online on newsoundradio.com. So why don't you LSLT with Honey Kalaria's Midday Musty?
Sonali, you do know today's social group that we've got, the support group. Shall we go to it? Sonali.
I'm not going to any support groups, Ajay. I'm not going anywhere.
But why?
Ajay, I don't want to be labelled disabled. I don't want to meet other people. I don't want to go through this. I'm not going to any support groups. I know they won't help.
Okay, let's do this. Let's go to it. Let's see what it's like. And if you don't like it, we'll leave.
Fine. If I don't like it, we're coming straight back.
Okay, but let's go now. It's going to get late.
I found myself in a sea of busy places, in a world of blurry faces. I found myself on the edge of insanity. I found me. My heart was beating, barely breathing.
And we'd like to present our special presenter for today, who's going to be sharing a little bit of information about how we can be of help to you. So please put your hands together for Michelle.
My name is Michelle, but today I'm going to be Sue Drew, Engagement Manager for RP Fighting Blindness, the national charity which represents people living with inherited retinal dystrophies. Although we're predominantly a medical research charity, funding research which could lead to treatments for RP, we also offer support and advice to patients and their families, and this part is my job. I started this work because my son has RP, and I remember how shocking the diagnosis was for my family. I was so glad to be able to turn to the charity for support, and I decided that I wanted to make this my life's work. My son is now in his 20s, and although his vision has deteriorated to the point where he has started applying for a guide dog, he's still able to lead a full and active life, as well as running his own business. So the work I do to support those who are affected by RP has great personal meaning. So what is RP? Retinitis pigmentosa is the name given to a group of inherited conditions that progressively cause reduced vision and blindness by attacking light-sensitive cells in the retina. RP is the leading cause of sight loss in working-age people. This means that just as you're establishing your career, or if you have become highly specialised in a certain field, you may experience a devastating loss of vision. This can take a lot of adjustment. What are the symptoms of RP? As RP is inherited, you're born with it. However, the onset of symptoms is highly variable and usually begins between the ages of 10 and 30, although some changes may become apparent in childhood. In the more common types of RP, a person will first notice difficulties with night vision, poor light, and at dusk, and a gradual loss in the peripheral field of vision, resulting in a tendency to miss things or trip over things. This is a form of tunnel vision and happens because the rod cells in the retina are ceasing to function. In advanced RP, the central vision becomes affected, causing an inability to read or recognise faces, and vision may be poor, but only bright lights can be perceived. This is due to the cone cells in the retina ceasing to function. Where in terms of medical research, there's a great deal of medical research currently underway worldwide. Here in the UK, RP Fighting Blindness is proud to fund research into gene therapy and stem cells, with the hope that these avenues of research will lead to treatments in the future. Gene therapy in particular is gathering pace, with clinical trials taking place in the UK since 2007. This therapy may help to slow or halt the early progression of RP. Stem cell therapy is in the very early stages of clinical trials and is hoped this may restore vision. What we do to support people and provide information and services. We provide vital information and support to individuals and families who are affected by RP. We have an extensive website and patient pathway designed for use by patients, health and social care professionals. We provide essential telephone and email helplines, manned by trained volunteers who either have RP themselves or have a close family member, sometimes a child, who is affected. We have a telephone befriending service for those who feel particularly isolated. We have a quarterly magazine and an annual conference held in London where patients can hear about everything from the latest fundraising challenge, treks to Iceland or the Sahara, or for it, just an example, to cutting-edge research, findings from top scientists in the retinal dystrophy field. In addition, we run patient information days, such as the ones around the country, and provide seminars for all the professionals. What are the hopes and expectations? Our hope is that we will find all the genes causing all the variants of RP, develop genetic testing to give families a precise diagnosis and prognosis for the future, and continue to support families through all of these stages. We don't expect miracles, and we are realistic about the time and managing those expectations. If you ever see a newspaper article with the headline, "Blindness Cured," it's a good idea to remain sceptical. Eye conditions are many, varied and complicated. And for RP, there is presently no cure. However, we are definitely in an era of hope. We are excited by progress and very optimistic for the future, that one day future generations of families will not have to face or live with sight loss due to their conditions. By inviting me here to talk about RP, you are helping to raise awareness of this group and life-changing and all too often devastating conditions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you very much. We have a few more special guests who will be joining us shortly.
I can't believe there's a support group specific to the eye condition I have. They offer so much help.
Our next guest for today, her name is Jessica, and she will be just sharing some of her views and some of the information with yourselves.
So my name is Jess, and I work in the employment team at Blind in Business. We're a charity that offers free career support to visually impaired university students and graduates across the UK. We proofread application forms, we run assessment centre training and careers events. We also have a brilliant group of alumni who are visually impaired professionals in a variety of sectors who offer mentoring to our candidates. We've helped visually impaired people into jobs with a range of employers, including the civil service, the BBC, Allen and Overy, Rothschild, and the Metropolitan Police, to name a few. I work on a one-to-one basis with candidates, looking over their CVs and application forms and giving careers advice and mock interviews. Blind in Business also offer visual impairment awareness training for employers, and we ask them to support our speed interview events. These are a little bit like speed dating, where a group of employers give several short interviews and feedback to our candidates. Often employers are quite nervous when they arrive at these events, but after a few minutes they begin to relax, and they are always very impressed by the calibre of our candidates. They then go back to their firms and tell everybody how easy it is to work with someone with sight loss. I was diagnosed with RP at a routine eye test before I started school. I have 3 siblings. My brother Joe and my sister Emily also have RP, and my brother Jake doesn't. Joe, Emily and I all have tunnel vision. I remember deciding at a young age that I wasn't going to let my eyesight stop me from doing anything that I wanted to do. Thing is, I'm pretty stubborn. While at university, I also played a sport for the visually impaired called goalball, and I had to fit training and tournaments around university. Goalball, for those of you that don't know, involves wearing a blindfold and throwing yourself into the path of a large, heavy, fast-moving ball that contains bells. You then throw, bounce, or swerve this ball at your opponents, trying to get it past the defenders and into the back of the net. I was selected to represent Great Britain for the first time at 14, and it was my dream to compete in the Paralympic Games. The 2012 Paralympic Games was one of the most surreal and wonderful experiences of my life. Most people have never heard of goalball, and we're used to playing in front of a handful of people. To walk into the Copper Box Stadium to the sound of a roaring home crowd, to end matches with media interviews, and to spot members of my family in the crowd with life-size pictures of my face on wooden spoons. Utterly bizarre. Started applying for graduate jobs. This was so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I had a first-class degree and a distinction in my master's. I had a Paralympic Games and work experience on my CV, but I had to send out a lot of applications to get an interview. I contacted Blind in Business for support, and they advised that I focus on graduate scheme jobs. They put me in touch with a HR manager at Barclays, who gave me some brilliant advice on competency-based interview technique. They also paired me up with a senior manager at BT, who's visually impaired, and who gave me some advice on applying to their graduate scheme. I was offered an internship at Blind in Business the same week, and I decided to see if I could give something back to the charity before starting my graduate job. Blind in Business actually offered me a full-time position last August, and I made the decision to give up my job with British Gas. It was tough walking away from a job that I'd worked so hard to get, but I know how hard it is job hunting when you can't see well, and I love helping visually impaired students to achieve their career goals. Not many people are lucky enough to really enjoy the job that they do, and I can use my energy, enthusiasm, and personal experiences to help the charity modernise and reach more visually impaired students. In case you're wondering, my brother Joe studied medicinal chemistry and neuroscience at university because he's crazy. He's now a data analyst in the pharmaceutical industry. My sister Emily has a BA in psychology, also from Warwick, and she fulfilled her dream of becoming an early years teacher. She's now in charge of a class of 30 children aged 3 to 5 in Camden. Rather her than me. We're just regular people who happen not to see very well. At Blind in Business, we often hear from visually impaired young people who feel that they cannot go to university or get a good job because they can't see well. I spend my life telling them that they can. Visual impairment comes with its own unique challenges, but I believe that the challenges it presents can always be overcome when approached with planning, creativity, and above all, with confidence. Whatever you do, whatever challenges you face in your life, there will always be people who tell you that something cannot be done, that something is beyond you, that it's too dangerous, too strange, too unusual. Sometimes those people are politicians, sometimes they're employers and teachers, sometimes they're friends and family members, and sometimes they're strangers. But often, the most persistent and critical naysayer is ourselves. At Blind in Business, the greatest thing that we give to students is confidence. We introduce them to successful visually impaired people. We show them how to present their visual impairment in a positive light and come across well at interview. And we work with them intensively on a one-to-one basis until they develop the confidence to match their ability. If you'd like to find out more, or if you're interested in getting involved, our website is blindinbusiness.org.uk, and thank you all very much for listening.
Our next guest for today is Sam. Sam is going to be just sharing a short story about how he has coped with a life of sight loss and, of course, the kind of achievements he has been able to get with all the support.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam, I'm 25 years old. I lost my sight at the age of 12, and at the time I thought that it was well, one of the hardest things in my life. Before I lost my sight, I wanted to do all sorts of things. I wanted to travel. I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to drive a train. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be a lot of things. And losing my sight, I felt at the time that it put a stop to everything. It was the end. It felt like the end to me. And the strange thing is that I was always aware at some point that I was going to lose my sight. I went to the doctors and they said, you will lose your sight eventually. Of course, they never said when the eventually was. So I just kept hoping, or just didn't think about it. So when it happened, I was lost. Not so much scared, just confused. Because I felt that pretty much I couldn't do anything. All those ideas, all those things that I wanted to do, just I were over for me. I couldn't. But now, a few years later, I'm glad to say that I was wrong then. Because, well, since then I've traveled. I've studied at university what I loved. I've graduated. I've written. For both, I've written articles, I've written short stories, I've written plays even. I've been in a couple of plays too. And I've sang, I've played. And thinking back, I just realized that losing your sight is not the end. It really isn't the end. It might feel like it at the time, but trust me, it opens other doors.
Wow, thank you so much, Sam. He's been amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Give him a big hand.
These people here have inspired me. I mean, Sam, he's got no sight at all, and he's gone on to do all the things that he loves and wanted to achieve. Jessica, I mean, she's got less sight than me, and she actually played for the Paralympians. I've learned so much here today, and thanks for bringing me here to the RP Fighting Blindness Conference. I finally feel I can breathe again.
Look, I love you no matter how much sight you have, okay?
I found myself in a sea of busy places, in a world of blurry faces.
Oh, 1 month anniversary tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you fancy going out celebrating?
Are you sure? I mean, are you ready to actually face the public?
I think I am. You, Ronnie, Pooja, and all these people here today have showed me that I can't spend the rest of my life hiding away, stopping doing the things that I love. I need to go out there and do the things that I love, go out there and achieve my dreams and ambitions. So yes, I'm ready. I'll organize tomorrow.
Okay.
The basketball team, which included Coach Tony, Dharmesh and Pooja, were meeting at the local restaurant bar. They were joined by both Sonali and her white cane, and Ajay, who was by her side as always.
Lost along the way, I'd given up my fight, scattered to pieces all along the floor. Within the brokenness, I found something more. I found myself.
I know. I called Coach Tony yesterday and I've told him all about it. So I invited them here to celebrate with us. Come on, let's go.
I'm so proud of you. Sorry. Hi, Coach.
AJ.
How are you?
Sonali.
Hi.
Good to see you. Give us
Hi.
a hug. How are you doing?
Yeah, you right?
Hi, Pooja. Hi, Pooja. Hi, Dinesh. How are you?
Sonali, it's great to see you with your cane. That's the first time I've seen you with it. How are you feeling?
It's the first time I've used it. You know what? The first time people actually moved out my way and I didn't bump into anyone.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you know what? Life's about change. And you know what? Speaking of change, we've got a lot to catch up with, you know.
Yeah.
I want to make some changes, and I need your help with it.
sure, Coach. Does that mean I can still play basketball?
Well, definitely. 'Cause the change I want to make is I've been talking to a chap called Roy Smith from Metro Blind Sports, and we're looking at making some changes, how we can make the game accessible for people with blindness. And we've come up with some great ideas. Don't worry about it right now, but we'll have you on that call in no time.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Sonali, let me tell you. We are a team and we always will be team, yeah?
Oh, thank you.
And we'll deal with this together, okay?
Listen, Sonali, it's great to have you back. And do you know what? No matter what difficulties or challenges we face in life, there is so much help and support out there that you can basically achieve anything you want to achieve. And do you know what? We as a team will be behind you 100%.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let's all raise our glasses to Sonali.
Sonali!
Ajay, I just wanted to say I don't think I could have got through this without you. You've been my absolute rock. I love you.
I love you too.
I think I'm ready to go on that honeymoon. Do you fancy it now?
Really?
If anybody asks you who I am, just stand up tall.
Wow. And that was a story of Ajay and Sonali. And of course, as we say, is this the end? Or shall we say, is this just the beginning? Ladies and gentlemen, give a big hand to these wonderful, wonderful volunteers who've worked really hard to give you some positive, powerful messages. So each one of them have dedicated their time and effort to help raise funds for the charity and bring, of course, awareness of the work RP Blindness does. So let's, finish off. Why don't we say a big welcome on stage to the wonderful cast who did a fantastic job in staging this play, of course. So, how about our special guests, the fantastic presenter, Michelle, and of course the genius musician, Sam. Please give them a big hand. And Jessica? And can we have Coach Tony, Dharmesh, and Dr. Jeswal, of course played by the dashingly good-looking Devinder, cheeky and mischievous Ravi, and of course the gifted performer, Santosh. Pooja and Rani, played by the brilliantly outstanding actress Sarah, together with the ever-smiling and kind-hearted Ashraf. Saraswati and Rajkumar, played by New Sound Radio presenter Talaben, and the quick-witted and hilarious Sumit. Simran, Pardip and Sonia, played by the upcoming shining stars Shreya, the well-spoken and jet-setter Pardi, and of course the super talented, enthusiastic Dipti. Chris and Abdul for working as our stage management team. Please give them a big hand. The MK Roadshow, of course, for providing us with the sound and lighting for today. And Safia Maniz for writing the script. Last but not the least, of course, Ajay and Sonali, played by the multi-talented husband and wife team, Parish and Bhavini Makwana. Woo! A special well done to Bhavini Makwana for presenting this play to our audience here today, of course, helping to bring awareness of the condition and support available for those suffering from blindness or those who are visually impaired. So let's make some noise for the Oscar-winning performance team. Woo! Volunteering donating their time and efforts to help raise funds for RP Fighting Blindness charity.
And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget today's play was hosted and directed by our one and only, the beautiful Hani Kalaria! A dancer, choreographer and actress popularly known as a Bollywood ambassador to the UK. Please give her a huge round of applause!